best man today. And I want to thank you all here in celebration of these two lovely lovebirds here today. And I want to start this out by saying that the first time I met Craig Miller, and I don't remember this, and sometimes I wonder if this really even happened, but he claims it did, because I just don't feel like I'm that kind of guy, at least these kind of days, but apparently I was.
Those were different days.
Alright, y'all know where Allegheny High School is? We got any Allegheny High School people here? I'm not sure if he was in 9th or 10th grade, and I know he's 2 years below me, or I was 9th and 11th or 10th and 12th, but he claims that he was in the bathroom, and that I came in, I really don't remember this, and I came in, and he was washing his hands or doing something, well, he might have been smoking, I don't know what he was doing. But he says, I think this is what I said, I said, "Cut your hair, hippie." I don't remember that at all. You would never catch me dead saying something like that now. The only reason I get serious radio is for the Grateful Dead channel. But he claims I said that, and for that, yeah, he doesn't have long hair anymore, but for that I apologize, but you wouldn't find me doing it now. You know, I love it all now. Which also brings me to something I wanted to say here about, where's Brad at? Oh, there you are. It just reminded me of something I wanted to bring up. I'm not sure why, but what was that black car you used to drive? Was that a Nissan?
Yeah, Nissan Sentra.
You guys, I've always noticed you Millers really love your Nissans.
Still do.
You guys seem to have had a lot of Nissans, I think. But you'd be in the back of Brad's car, and he decorated with these little yellow balls that go around with an ornament. Yeah, like they look like these. And you'd be listening to the radio, and you'd be hearing like, you know, brown-eyed women. Oh yeah, this is good. You know, Tennessee Jet. And next thing you know, you'd hear, "Love me, say that you love me, hear me, come on. I can't care about her." And then you get a little, I don't know, it must have been the roses. And then you get more than a feeling. You know, singing out on something. So just so you know, Brad loves the Cardigans in Boston a lot. Just to keep that in mind. Yeah, he's a diverse man. But what I want to say today is I'm very proud to be Craig's best man. He's been there for a long time for me. I remember the first time I walked into the garage over there in Lewis Heights, and I was wearing a Greg Norman hat with a Marlboro raincoat and a 40 and a Michelob Light 40 in a brown bag. I can't imagine what Ronnie and Kathy were thinking there. And I remember, and there sits Craig, and there sits Aaron Taylor, and there sits Josh Jordan, and Eric Matty, and Brad was probably in there. And I think when I first met you, you were called Hulk Hogan and the Clowns, maybe? I think Brad came up with that, I don't even know. Eric, that's Eric, alright. So I walk in, and they're playing, you know, and I of course know Eric and some of these guys better. I'm just getting to know Craig a little bit, you know. And I'm like, you know, I play keys, so I kind of practiced with them a little bit, you know, and then I think I took a month hiatus where I was above the LaVale Pharmacy doing God knows what. And I remember, research. Yeah, research. Yeah, I think I was playing with a band called Free Beer at the time. And I remember I was like, this is stupid. I remember coming back like a month later being like, hey guys, I know I've been gone for a month, but can I still play with you guys? I was like all shooks. And they said yes, and that started a really nice friendship playing with these guys and practicing in the garage over there, which are amazing memories to me. And then of course later. George was in the band later here after a year or two. I don't know how long it was after that, so we were in. And
He just wanted to date Beth.
that's what it was. Craig said he wanted to date Beth. That's the only reason he wanted in the band. So, but it's just been such a wild ride. This is, to me, is the best musician I've ever played with. He's, and besides being a great friend, the guy just shreds it up. We were up till 4 o'clock last night in the morning taking care of it too, so we were really doing it nice. Hope that's okay. We weren't doing anything bad, we were just playing music. So, but what I want to say is the most is that Craig is such a good friend. I find myself a lot. He's always been there at times when I most need him. Like I can remember a time on my way down to a certain courthouse, and he drove me down there, and there's a possibility of a 6-month incarceration, and for me, I'm sorry, not him. And somehow, luckily, the guy decided to become a preacher, and I got out of there, and I go back and jump in Craig's car, and I'm sure we went straight somewhere to celebrate that. So I've just always noticed he's really there for me at times when I really need somebody, and I can always remember this one time, and this is a true story. We used to live at Lower Consett Road in Frostburg, in the back behind Console. What did I say? Console Road. I think Annie Kilcoyne and Brooke and Katie Nichols were living in the front. And me and Craig lived back there in the back. And I remember one time downstairs, we had eaten a really big handful of psychedelic, portobello mushrooms. And I think Ryan Allen was there, but we were playing these. I think Bill Solo was there, and I remember we were playing music, and obviously getting pretty far out there. And I remember all of a sudden after playing music, like Craig's guitar just sounded like God was coming out of the amplifier. I'm like, what is going on here? And I remember hugging Craig. And all of a sudden, I find myself, me and Craig are like hugging, like squeezing each other as hard as we can. And I felt like the whole purpose in life was Craig Miller. Like, that's it. Like, that's all that matters. Like, that's completely all. That's a true story. And I remember when we got those portobello mushrooms from a guy, and this is true as well, from a guy named Joe Fabulous. And I believe Taylor ended up with that guy's truck sometime later. I believe. I know that red truck.
Crisp, clean water.
Hey, this ain't about me. All right, but that's just what I'm trying to say. It's just really been there for me. He's my musical muse. The best songwriter I've ever heard. I do have a couple grudges though. I gotta get off my chest here real quick though. Alright, I'm gonna start with the obvious, and this is for all you golfers out there. I know you guys are in love and you want to start your life here and you want to just have babies and just live happily ever after one day, be buried side by side in a plot and just the whole 9 yards. But did you have to get married during the U.S. Open golf tournament? I mean, come on. I love you and everything. But come on. At least we got tomorrow to finish it off. And then the next one is down the bottom of 158 Center Street one time. Him and this guy, you might know him. Unfortunately, you may remember him, Mr. Jimmy Staples. And Craig Miller took it upon themselves to take my prized and beloved fake palm tree that I had ever since I was a kid. That's why I live in Florida. I love palms and I love Florida and stuff like that. And they broke it all over the place and they made me cry. I had that palm tree for 10 years, so I wanted. So now that we're here now, I'd say I'll forgive you, but that really hurt my feelings. You and Jimmy Staples with that palm tree. So. And the last one is one time we're riding down 68, and God knows where. And Craig says, "Hey Chris, why don't you put your hand out there and try to knock one of those big pylons over?" No, this was on 68, in the Plymouth Acclaim. I'm like, sure! So he gets over there. Actually, I think it was probably my idea, but it's a better story if I said he told me to do it. Maybe he did tell me to do it, I don't know. So I put it out there and it just went wham. I didn't know they were full of sand. And it just went flying back, and to this day, I have problems with this elbow, and I'm sure it's coming out. So, and also, if you're ever in, I think it's Zillman, there's a big, like, right-hand turn here, and I think that might be the site of some time where Craig jumped over a guardrail and a cliff, and so if you're ever in Zillman, you go around that big S-curve, just picture Craig jumping over top of the thing. I won't tell you why he was doing that, but I'll say that too. And we had so many good times. Some of you all went to Sunshine Daydream Campground, remember those good days? And just had so many good times, and the band always played so well down there. Hey, but let me end with this, guys. I just want to say that he's always been there for me, and I'm very proud to be his best man. And I've always known since he met Megan that he was in love with her. You can just tell, you know, when you're that good of friends with somebody. And I could tell that Megan loved him at Dante's a couple years ago. We were up there, and I think there was some kind of little tisk going on between the lovers of some kind. And I saw Megan. Me and Megan were shooting a game of pool. By the way, she loves pool. She's really good at pool, so don't let her take your money. And she had some tears in her eyes about something, just worried about Craig, and they were gonna make it, and I could tell right then that these two people were very in love. I knew Craig was, and I knew she was too right at that moment. So here they are today, and we're very happy to be here and celebrate this with you guys. So one more time, give it up for these guys. I tried to get as much stuff as I could. There's just too much time to come up with too much more. There's just so many good memories, and hangover barbecue, and Ryan Holm throwing your shoes in the ocean, and there's just so much of it, you know. Eric Matthews, Jerry Garcia hair, everybody, man. But I wrote a song for Craig. So I'm going to attempt to play this short little song I wrote for Craig. And I wrote it with devotion and love. So I hope you like it.